Welcome back.
Welcome back
This
to yours truly.
is yours truly. Yes. We are wearing. We need to stop doing that every single time. This episode is gonna be really fun
Yeah.
because we got engagement from it. Do you want to talk about it?
What?
Nah, I can just keep going.
No, we got engagement from you.
From you.
Yes.
Listening.
Okay. Yes. The topic of excuses. It is so funny, but I think
Yeah.
it's so applicable to everybody.
Everybody.
You've either used an excuse or been told an excuse for like getting out of plans, breaking
Yes.
up, getting out of work. So it just cracks me up. I love hearing people's
Yes.
excuses. So we posted to get some like responses
Like, what's the
from you
most-
guys, and we got a decent amount.
Yeah, we did.
So we're gonna
just
talk
wanna share
about
'em.
them. We're gonna share them.
Because they're so funny. I think
Yeah.
we should start with both of our.
Yeah.
Because you have one that I think is hilarious.
I think this is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
I think it's so comical. So
This is
share
literally so
yours.
funny, and it's over a year ago. So I feel like I was so upset about it at first, but it's so funny, and now I just tell everybody when this topic comes up. But I was chatting with somebody for a while, off and on. He would like just go MIA, and it was always so interesting, like what excuse he would use.
Yeah.
When we would start talking again, it was a lot of like, oh, I was sick, like.
Yeah.
Guy got sick so many times. But this one in particular was, I think, the most creative maybe.
Yeah.
He like hits me up after not talking for a month or whatever, and he was like, and I did not make this up.
No.
Like I have the screenshot in case you want to know. But he said, I'm sorry, I had a lot going on. I had to get through the Super Bowl and yada yada yada, and it threw me off so much. I was
I'm
like,
what? It's
you had
not
to-
much of a day.
you had to get through this. You couldn't talk to me for a month
Yeah.
because you had to get through
You
the
were
Super Bowl.
So focused on the Super Bowl.
I was like, what? And there was really no follow up.
No.
Oh, I had this going on. Like
So
it was
stupid.
It was literally. We roasted him in the group chat.
Yeah. That was so embarrassing.
I was like,
Someone just told me theirs, and they said I messaged this guy at the beginning of March, and he never followed up, and so I double followed up, and he responded, "So sorry, I've been dog sitting, so I haven't been on my phone much," and I was like, "What?" When you're dog sitting, I do feel as though that's actually
No.
all you're doing.
No, literally.
I'm like, I'm always on my phone when I'm dog sitting.
That's the other
That's so
thing.
insane to
That's
me.
literally like
what?
when you're typing that out, you're like, oh, this is so convincing. Like
No.
they're totally. But the whole excuse of I haven't been on my phone, is a load of crap. I think maybe one time, hey, I was working or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't. But when it's constant, oh, I didn't have my phone, or
No.
oh, whatever. I was at the bar and had my phone tucked away. I'm like. Okay.
Whenever I don't respond to people and they confront me about it, because it is often, I quite literally will just be very honest and be like, I saw the message come through, but I was in the middle of doing another task, and by the time I finished my said task, I completely forgot about it, and I never even saw it. And
would
now it's been
appreciate
days.
I just let's just be, because everybody, it's so true.
Yeah.
You do that, you see a text come through, you have every intention of responding, but maybe you're in the middle, but the excuses are
excuses
what make it
I love.
the
I do think they're
worst.
just so funny. I'm like, what? Dog sitting.
Dog
That's
sitting.
So stupid.
You were
so
eyes were
stupid.
peeled on that dog that you couldn't
that's
look at your
bull.
phone for 2 seconds.
That is correct.
Yeah, so funny. So we're just gonna go through a good list.
We have some too for calling out work.
Yeah. So we're combining them. So
Yeah.
it's to get out of plans, or like with somebody or whatever, or why someone ghosted you, or calling in to work.
Yeah. I happen to manage about 55 people in case I don't really feel like I've mentioned that much on this.
Yeah.
And they are all, in fact, students of college. So the excuses I get are pretty shocking. And just, I mean, for the most part, it's actually just pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
Like poor planning.
Yeah.
But they are like comically bad sometimes. And so I just had one where it was like a Sunday.
Yeah.
And this person works on Monday morning. And they like texted me on a Sunday in like the evening. And they were like, hey, I just submitted time off for tomorrow. My flight's not getting in until tomorrow night. So like I won't be there. And I'm like, this was not as funny, but I was just shocked. I was like,
interesting.
Not even 24 hours in advance, one.
Yeah.
And you already had the flight. Why are you just now doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't you do this when you booked the flight?
Yeah.
So funny. It's just comical.
One time when I was in college, freshman. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Your professional experience is low, but my my friends had just started working at Panda Express.
Yeah.
And I think it was like newer to the job field. But I don't remember when they like posted the schedule. I think she like missed checking it or something, and she went home with me for the weekend to Arizona, and her work calls her and they're like, you have a shift right now. She's like, I can't come, I'm in Arizona. It just hung up. I'm like, well,
did she get fired?
No.
Classic college job.
Yeah.
That reminded me of one of my best friends had a job at like a juice bar. And she showed up for her first day. And then she went on break and she just didn't
never come back. Yeah. I've heard of
They like called her and they were like, where are you? I think she didn't even answer. She just
like, I can't be here. I can't be here.
So that's so
honestly, to
awful.
not care that much.
I could never.
It would be kind of a privilege, though.
Is jarring with that.
Yeah.
Like there's no shot.
Yeah.
There's no shot I would ever be able to do that.
Yeah, that's so
true. So one is excuses just for canceling. My humidifier got mold in it, and now I'm sick. I've gotten that genuinely. I get that all the time. They're like, my AC is just like blasting on me. And it's like made me sick. And I'm like,
it's just like so funny the amount of detail that people
will go into
choose to include.
Detail.
I'm like,
detail.
I am kind of private, I think, about my life. So I just don't think
very vague.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not feeling well.
I'm like, I'm not feeling well.
Done. That's actually it.
That is all I'm gonna say.
Well, you do ask. Can I not come in today?
Yeah, like so sorry.
I think that's what I don't do the most with is when people
don't ask.
They're just like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't feel good. I'm not coming. And I'm like, you could at least
just play the role.
Rephrase it.
Play the role.
Play it up.
Like play the role. Like
I care what I'm gonna say.
I'm manager, you're employee.
Yeah.
Like let's just play the bit for a minute.
Just be normal for a second.
Yeah.
I'll like not make you, but
yeah. I have been specific if you like, okay, yes, I've lied before. I think when you lie though, because when I have lied, I give more detail.
Yeah, I do agree with
when
that.
I'm genuinely sick, I'm like, I called out because I literally threw up 3 times in the night. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I
threw up 3
times. I threw up and I'm not feeling well. Like, but when Mo's got fixed, I didn't want to leave him alone the next day. And so I said that he was not doing well after. Like I just gave too much. Like it was like kind of a lie, but kind of because like he was doing fine, but I just like didn't want to leave him. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, he's not doing well post surgery. I will not be in today. Yeah. So sorry.
I think depending on my manager is the level of honesty I'll give. Yeah. Because in college I was like, me and my managers were like besties, like tight. Close friends. Yeah. In as much of a sense as you could be. Shout out Kyle. My guy. So I remember one day I told Kyle, I said, hey, I'm going to be really honest with you, okay? I said, tomorrow I'm supposed to work. But tomorrow Harry Styles is his tickets are going on sale and I just cannot be at work when that happens. Yeah. I said, I have to be in the comfort of my own home. So being the guy that he was like, okay, you can go home. And I said, I
That's so
swear I'll
nice.
only be gone for like an hour, and then
Yeah.
I'll come back and finish my shift. But I was like, I don't think you want me here.
Nobody.
You don't need to see
Nobody
who
wants
I'm gonna
that.
become.
Yeah.
I'll be in the way. I'll be preoccupied. I was like, it'd be better for all parties. I'm like trying to sell him. I'm like,
Yeah.
can I just go home? And he's like, yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
thank you.
I do
so
appreciate
much.
managers that are like,
Yeah.
they see you as a human being and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, like if you
Exactly.
have, because like a lot of us work during the week, like when are you supposed to go to the dentist, when are you supposed to go to the eye.
Yeah.
So when like when they're like cool about stuff like that, I appreciate it because I'm like, that makes me respect you more than like when I'm so scared to call out because I like genuinely have a doctor's appointment or like something and I'm like, they're gonna think I'm lying.
Yeah. I think in college I probably called out with dumber excuses, and now I'm like, no, I'm like sick.
Yeah,
or I just don't call out because
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do that.
I
right
rarely
now.
call out like when because I don't get sick super often. But sometimes you need like a mental health day or like a, so.
I would agree. I got there was another one that said I have a colonoscopy tomorrow. And I think that's a pretty valid
That's pretty
excuse.
valid.
I think that's
That
a pretty
is
standard one,
short
I guess.
and sweet.
You know, I don't want to know more.
I think
honestly,
I think that would not elicit follow-up questions.
What are you gonna say? What? Why?
I think what is concerning to me is that maybe how you're young. You're so young. Why are you getting a colonoscopy?
Also, you probably had to plan this.
Yeah,
this is the day before.
No, there's a prep you have to drink the night before.
Come on.
This was planned. This isn't like a spur of the moment.
So funny.
Okay, we all heard over the past couple of years, COVID was a huge excuse.
Did you ever tell anybody that you had it when you didn't, just so you didn't have to go to something?
Probably.
I did.
Probably.
Sure.
I think it was always like, oh, but I think I also was I think during it, I was starved of seeing anybody. So I was like, oh, like.
You're like actually the opposite.
I
think I actually
don't
have COVID, but I don't.
But I think after the fact, like when things were like getting back to normal, I think that's when it became like more of the excuse, like, oh, COVID. But I think the COVID, like, I think still,
I think some people,
are like,
and to each their own.
I
But
know.
I could not use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites was the God put it on my heart to make out with a good friend of mine.
Oh my gosh.
I think that was also said to the girl, and it was her friend.
Yeah.
So I think whenever the reason is like,
God,
it's just really telling me I need to be single right now. I'm like,
I've heard, not me personally, this has happened to, but I've heard it. I feel like when you try to manipulate someone with God, it never has a good. So like, God told me that you're my future spouse. I'm like, what? Or God told me. Yeah, I don't think we're on the same page about that. Or God told me we have to break up. Or God told me to make out with your friend.
Yeah, I just feel like,
I think
I don't know.
That is an immediate like, no.
I got this one, and this is a little bit more spiritual, but like niche to my town. Is I did get I really need to focus on my mission right now. And so I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Go nuts.
Best of luck to you.
Best of luck, buddy.
So when guys would like,
awesome.
If they were like dating somebody before, like a Mormon boy, and he was gonna go on his mission, he had a girlfriend, like, was there like an agreement between them?
So yeah,
that I would like,
honestly a great question. I wouldn't convert.
Sure. So you were done though.
So like there was no point in like waiting. So because like, I don't think I can say all this. I don't know why can I. Because in high school it's like a lot of the senior guys. I'll put it on blast. A lot of the senior guys would date sophomore girls because they would go on their mission right after graduating, and by the time they would come back, the girls would be graduating high school and would just immediately marry them.
Interesting.
And so it was kind of like a known thing.
So calculated.
And then like with me, because I wasn't ever, if we were like ever chatting, it would be like pretty much, do you want to go to church with me? And then if I said no, it'd be like, yeah, okay, like this is where it ends.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah, naturally, like I'm not going to become Mormon. And then they would like try to tell me all about it. And I'd be like, no, like I'm not, you don't get it.
Yeah.
This isn't the conversation that I'm having. We were just hanging out. And so if I was Mormon though, I'm sure he would have been like, wait for me.
Yeah.
And then, or it would have been the conversation of like, you can date other people while I'm on my mission, but then when I come back, I would like to like give this another go. So a lot of my friends from high school like dated, but then once the guy came back, they either got back together and like married, or the girls met some guy while their boyfriend was on a mission.
Yeah,
and it was like crazy.
Kind of a interesting position.
Yeah, it was like very much like into everybody knew, which is weird.
Yeah,
like everybody knew if you were waiting because you posted a picture at the farewell together.
Yeah,
and then you were at the airport when he left. But then if you were not at the airport when he got home, you knew it didn't last.
Yeah.
So it's also we all watched on social media, and I was hooked. I was like, no, is she waiting for him?
That's I don't know. Its own reality show.
I literally was always like, I wonder if she's waiting because like she's posting pictures with other guys. Like,
yeah,
I wonder if they ended it. And so I remember going home.
Can they talk on their mission?
No, they can only email.
Oh,
so they can like, email once a week.
There's correspondence,
and so typically Mondays were like their P days. What? I don't know why they called them that, but like that's the day off, and so they would get access to email, and they could email anybody who was like emailing them and had like correspondence.
I wonder if it's different these days with like technology.
I think some are like some who are more stateside.
Like if you could FaceTime,
I think
or something.
Can FaceTime or like call home.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Huh.
Like you can't, and your family's not allowed to come visit you.
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
Unless you're Lisa Barlow.
Unless you're Lisa Barlow, and then no rules apply. So anyway, that was crazy.
Sorry,
I got that. I got that excuse.
That's a good one.
Gotta focus on my mission.
Okay. Oh. This is also we're not gonna be together anymore.
Yeah.
My parents are getting a divorce and I need a mental break.
That one's sad.
That one is sad.
And kind of, in my mind, a little valid. Still sucks, I'm sure, to hear, because there's nothing you can do about that.
I know, it just kind of is like, how do you respond to that? Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be mad. Like, you can't be mad at them
literally.
About it. No,
yeah.
Another one is... I told my boss that I broke my arm and collarbone instead of just telling them that they quit.
Wait, but you're going to have to keep up with that.
So I think that's how they quit. They're like, I broke my arm and collarbone, so like I'm done. And they didn't. They just didn't want to keep working.
I mean, no harm, no foul. Yeah, no harm, no foul, I guess. Like
another one of my favorites was my co-manager I had to cover for because they got a DUI and had to spend the night in jail.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
This one, this person said, their excuse, I'm in Payson right now and my mom's car won't start, so I can't come into work.
I love that. I feel like I feel like that one's common.
No, yeah.
To me.
And I feel like your employer, like no one's arguing with, like you can't argue that.
Why are you in Payson though? You knew you had to work today. Why are you in Payson?
There's so many follow-up questions like is your transportation always your mom?
Yeah.
Like
did you go to Payson?
Did you go to Payson knowing you worked? Like I just there's lots of but as the employer, like you can't really be like,
okay, well, yeah,
like there's it's closed. It's an open and shut door.
It is. Like, so I'm not gonna be there.
Okay.
A guy once told me you should have seen this coming before breaking up with me. That is so foul. God. I would not receive that well at all. I would be like,
What does that
What?
mean? Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Um.
Some of them I just think are so funny.
Friend canceled plans because she had to watch her sibling, but then told me the next day she hooked up with a guy that was not her boyfriend.
That lame. If a friend of mine did that, I'd be furious.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why don't you just tell me?
I know.
Just don't lie about it.
Yeah.
When you're caught in a lie.
The flat up lying. Like, yeah, when you're caught in that though, like, I feel like that just makes everything worse.
Yeah.
Like when you just get flat up caught.
This one is called out because there was a hickey and it didn't go away before work, and so they had to call out.
Could you not cover it?
That's embarrassing. It was a guy.
Oh.
So,
oops.
What's here?
A car blew up in front of their house. So they said.
Yeah.
To cancel plans. And then this person says, and I was petty and drove by their house and it was completely normal.
I would be furious. I'd be like, oh.
I would be so mad. That's like the kind of stuff that like irks me, because I'm like, it makes you feel crazy for thinking that that's not true. And then you're like,
it wasn't.
Why would you lie about that? Like, it's just so unnecessary.
So unnecessary.
So just tell me that you don't want to hang out.
Yeah. This one I do think is funny. I got a nosebleed. I'd be like, okay, and what is that prohibiting you?
Kind of debilitating though. I mean,
but for how long?
True. Yeah, they're usually not like all day. Like, oh, I'm gonna be late to work.
Yeah.
Sorry, or I'm canceling. Like, I can't hang out with you. Or like, let's push plans because like
I'm running behind. My nose is bleeding.
But like, yeah, to totally cancel the whole plan.
My nose is bled.
We can't go out tonight because I have a nosebleed. That's so ridiculous. I called out once when I was drunk. I think that's fair.
I think that's a better choice. I think that's good. And then this one, I don't know the context of it, if it was like a friend canceling plans, but it just says I might have breast cancer. That's so alarming.
That is like a bomb to just drop. Like, if I got that in a single text message when we were supposed to like hang out or something, I would be like, I have to call you right. Like, I feel like in my mind, I need the follow up.
The way I like pictured it is like, they're like, hey, I can't hang out tonight. And you're like, what? Why? I'm like, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry.
In that context, that is so foul. That is so foul to be like, to like drop a huge bomb like that in like such casual. Are we still good to like grab pizza tonight? No.
Like, what? Why? It reminds me of The Room. It's The Room, right? Where it was like, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yes.
And the stepmom or the mother-in-law is just like, well, bad news, guys. I have breast cancer. She says it in such a matter-of-fact way. And you're like, wait, what? So
yeah.
Okay, and then the last one is a funny story. It's a little longer, so that's why I will elaborate a little bit.
To the end.
So it is in college. I don't know if you had to do this, where you had to work in CLC groups and like do group projects. Really?
What?
So
like group projects?
Yeah, group projects. Yeah. So
hated them because
they're the worst.
Guess who got stuck?
I did all the
I
work.
always did.
Every time. Well, that is similar to my friend's situation. And it was for the master's program. Oh. And so it was like the final project of the class had been like all semester of working in this group together.
You'd think in a master's program people would like care about their...
And so this was like her capstone, like end of semester project, like the big one. And so
that's so crazy that it was a group project.
Yeah. So the guy in this group project, first he kind of said he couldn't do work that week. And this is kind of over like 4 months.
Oh my God.
And so it was like one of the first weeks he was like, I can't do any of the work this week because my dad is in the hospital with like COVID. And he's like, hey, like, I'm so sorry. Like my dad's in the hospital. Like, I'm just like not able to like do it this week. And they're like, okay, like, dude, so sorry your dad's in the hospital. And then like the next week he's like, my dad died. It's not funny if it's real.
Oh
But he
my
was like, when my
gosh.
dad died, like, you guys, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just wasn't able to like finish my part. Like, I have the funeral I have to plan for and like do all this stuff. And so they were like, oh man, like, sorry, man. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks. And then it was like another couple weeks, and he's like, you guys, my computer broke. So I have to go to my parents' house to use theirs. And then the next morning he said actually he couldn't get there and get anything done on his way from his parents' house because he got in a car accident.
Oh
And
no.
so, which was, and then he sent a picture of his car that got in the accident. And so my friend reverse Google image searched the photo of the
Yeah, well, because
car.
at that point,
You're
it's
like,
like,
come on.
okay.
Yeah. And so all these excuses also came a day before or the day something was due. Like he made it
Oh,
like
sure.
6 weeks into the class without doing any of his work for this project. And so she reverse Google image searched it and found it a million times on Google. Like one of the first photos that popped up, like the exact photo down to the license plate number.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
she's like, I could
Nail
not
in the
believe.
coffin,
Yeah,
though.
she's like, I could not believe the audacity. I still have the screenshots. And so I'm gonna read what he said happened. He's like, hey, I got into a car accident on my way home last night and my car is totaled. Some guy ran a red light. I spoke with the instructor and he is giving us an extension on the group assignment and the individual one as well. I am home and will complete the part tonight and add it to the paper. I'm so sorry about this. My friend said, either you are the most unlucky person ever or this is all just so sus. And so she like reverse searched it and found it and like started messaging all the other people in the group
Yeah.
separately because they're like, this isn't like real.
Yeah.
And so, oh, that is just crazy.
That is so crazy. That's like on the
So
level
wild.
of like these, like the show Catfish or like that.
Yeah.
Who the F did I
literally,
marry? Like
literally.
when you create these lies that are so
Yeah.
elaborate.
And so I think like he, like, all I know is I remember she said, I am giving him a 0% on the peer review.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I don't believe any of the stuff that he's now told
No.
us.
Yeah.
So if that guy was telling the truth about like his dad,
yeah.
it looks really bad because then to lie about the one, it
Mhm.
looks like you lied about all of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like all or
Crazy.
nothing.
And so
What do you think? Do you think he lied?
I think he lied about all
I
of
think
it.
he
I
lied
think he
about all
for
of
sure
it.
lied about all of it. You're like a grown man.
Yeah.
Like he's probably in his 30s, late 20s, 30s, and you're just like not doing the project.
That's so embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Like just do the project, then think of all these like
Yeah.
elaborate lies.
Yeah. Or get caught in a lie. Like that's
Because
so
yeah, if you get
embarrassing.
caught in that, that is bad news for
Yeah.
you.
And so she submitted it to the professor and she's like, I know he sent you this picture of the car. I found it on Google like 80 times.
Yeah.
I don't think it's real, but I'm giving him a 0%.
But they probably still had to do his part in the project.
Yeah, they totally
Which
did.
like
And so
he got I
yeah.
mean, he got
I hope he failed out of that class, to be honest.
that's a, I
That's
know,
a
yeah, like
lesson.
as a professor, oh, do you make that call? Like
I know.
I think you're lying about all of this.
Or like, send me your dad's obituary.
When's your dad's funeral go?
Yeah. I need a picture of
I know.
casket.
Need a picture. Need
You're
proof.
like,
I need proof.
I need a death certificate. After finding that out, I'd be like, you're lying, yeah. Send me more evidence. So
That is so crazy.
do you have any other ones that you can think of?
I don't think so. I think we touched we touched on.
Yeah. I just love a good funny excuse.
Yeah, love a good funny excuse story.
Sometimes they're legit excuses and then they're
It
not
does
as
always
funny.
feel, I don't know, it feels like I'm lying even when I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Like I always feel like, oh, they're gonna think I'm lying. I just care too much,
Yeah.
I think. But we should finish with going through a few spring fashion
Yes.
trends.
Tell me because I don't know them.
Because it's spring, if you didn't know.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung. It's funny, I went shopping like in store a couple weeks, like maybe borderline like a month ago, and like there was nothing out. And then I went like a week or two ago and all of the stores like updated like all the fresh stuff. So let's go. I have a few things I feel like are gonna be in.
You were right last time about red, so
Yeah.
I'm listening to whatever you're saying.
So some of it is tough for Arizona because our spring is so short. It's kind of like spring and summer for us, while the rest, a lot of other places are like more honed in on spring.
Yeah.
Which is still like somewhat cold. But anyways, for spring and summer, there's going to be, well, I think like spring and summer suiting. So like fancy dress shorts and like vests.
Yes, I've seen this
You've
trend.
seen
I
it a
want to be a
lot.
part of it so
Yeah.
bad.
I have hopped on this is
The
the second
vest.
vest I've worn, but I also love like the fancy shorts, like not just doing like sometimes
like
with,
linen.
like
shorts,
linen or like
tapered.
or even like suit material that are like fancy. I think those are gonna be really popular. Even if you don't wear it with the matching top, but like anything else, I feel like it's a good. Because sometimes shorts we can get stuck in like only denim.
I agree.
So I think the fun creative short is fun.
it.
I've been seeing lots of sets like linen and so
I don't have any sets. I'm gonna buy a set.
also just like color in general, which I think is very nice for spring because colors are always, but like I think we're going away from like minimalism and like clean girl aesthetic, and we're going more like statement things, which I love. So red is still in, and also we're going further with like maroon and burgundy. I think that is going to be another like pop color. And then I feel like blue always has its moment with spring and summer. So last year we really popped off with like the electric blue, which I still think is in, but I think going a little bit more like blueberry, like a deeper blue,
like our nails.
Like I that's what I went. I wish I was trying to find a little bit more of like a deeper blueberry, but I couldn't find the hue.
We got matching. We didn't even know.
I know this did it. And then the light blue is always like icy blue, sky blue,
like
kind
that
of
blue.
Yeah. I feel like that blue is always kind of like very just like chic.
Okay.
Like old money, kind of preppy.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So linen always I feel like has its moment too in like the hotter weather, but like linen and light materials. So sheer as well. Yeah. Sheer is popular. Some people really go all out and just do like nothing under, and that's like kind of scares me. Yeah. But like sheer and lace. And then linen, obviously.
I feel like it's gonna be popular, the sheer aspect again, especially with like bathing suits on it.
Yes.
Underneath it, and so people are gonna do like the whole sheer thing. I think,
yeah, white. I will say like minimalism and clean girl, like white is popular, but it's like more textured white and more like statement white. So like sheer or like pairing it with like some type of statement jewelry, not just like all white. Not Also I've been seeing a lot of like collars. So like preppy kind of like polo, think like a rugby kind of style polo type dresses, collared sweaters, that type of thing.
I used to wear those.
Also like girl core. So like bows are still in, huge for spring. Roses, ruffles, things that are like very feminine and dainty. I think are going to be pop off in spring and summer.
I don't know anything with ruffles.
Yeah, I'm not huge on ruffles, but the roses and the bows I can get on board with.
Yeah.
Animal print. So I've been seeing this come back around, and I'm not like huge on animal print.
Was it cheetah?
So
or leopard?
Yeah, so I've been seeing lots of people wearing like leopard like denim print or like cheetah. And to me it's like tough because that was really, really popular when I was like in high school, and so it's hard for me to like conceptualize that again, because it also can look cheap. Yeah. But I think it can be done in a way that looks elevated as well. Okay. Like with the material and stuff. So I'm kind of on the fence about that one, but I think it's gonna be out there a little bit more.
What about snakeskin?
Snakeskin
pattern.
Yeah, I think it's the same. Like I think it's just very hard because it on certain materials and certain prints can look very cheap, but if it's done well, I think it can also look expensive and elevated. So I think both of those I would just like be careful with like the material you buy it. And bulky jewelry and like layering. So this is kind of with like the mob wife type thing for spring. less of like, I mean, we're not going to be wearing fur coats in spring and summer, but keeping that aesthetic and going with like bulky jewelry, mixing metals. I've been seeing a lot.
I've been seeing mixing metals.
So I think that's kind of just like fun and like extravagant a little bit. Trench coats are big in spring, not super big in
Here,
Arizona
yeah.
because, like I said,
You can't,
our
yeah, you,
spring
like,
is
can't
so
wear that.
short. So, but trench coats are huge in like
I would say East Coast, yeah.
spring wardrobe. And then the last one I have is statement pants. So
Oh.
like again with like the color, I think more patterned like pants, I think is gonna be fun. Like or like fun denim, like denim with like a
Okay.
twist.
Okay.
But I've been seeing like with like flowers embroidered or
seen, yeah.
studs or like leather and denim mixed. But then a few, so there's a couple things like micro trends that I'm still not on board. Like I'm
yeah.
still I
Okay.
can't get on board. One of them is the ballet flats.
I hate them. I won't do them.
I can't get on board with it. I
No.
can't. I think I see it on some people and I'm like, okay, I like the look, but
I don't have dainty feet.
I would never be like the outfit I'm wearing really would be completed with ballet flats. Like I just would opt for any other shoe, I think.
I agree.
The other is capris.
No, I hate them still as well.
I can't get on, like I just, Bella Hadid, yeah, she wore the capris, but I just don't think, I would never look even on other people. I'm like, I just would opt for any other pant.
Yeah.
Like a full-size pant or go shorts.
I don't like them.
It's weird. Again with the low-rise jeans,
No,
they're really trying to, I mean, I think they have made their comeback, but I don't think for me personally they will ever they will ever be worn on my body.
No.
And then also with like the super super baggy jeans in particular, but clothing, I just don't, for me personally, it just never is never going to be my go to like I think there's a difference between baggy and oversized.
Yeah,
because like you could do like an oversized shirt or sweater, but like just like the 2 or 3 sizes too big shirt and pants together. I think it's really big with Gen Z.
I think together it's a lot.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do something oversized, I'm gonna pair it with something that's not oversized, probably. Just because I feel like Frump City. Like I agree. If I wear too many baggy things, I'm like, I don't feel my best. And so
I think I have a dislike too for I don't know if it just reminds me of like emo kids in high school.
Yeah.
But like when you're wearing like a hoodie that's like 4 sizes too big.
Yeah.
And like you just see like parts of the hands, like you're like it goes like all the way down, and like it's like I can't stand it. It irritates me so much. Another trend that's irritating to me are the micro shorts.
Oh yeah.
That it's like
I feel like you're wearing a diaper
underwear, like denim underwear, and I'm like, I will never do that.
It looks like a diaper.
It does.
Because it's like kind of thick and bulky.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so
no.
that's never happening.
Margot Robbie wore, for I think it was like her second outfit, she wore like this leotard thing for the Oscars.
Oh.
And it, to me, I just like, it looked like a diaper to me.
Fair.
I did not like it.
I think that's valid.
Yeah.
I think the other one that I don't know, and I think I would have to try, is the barrel jeans.
Yes.
I kind of want to try a pair. I would be down to like buy a pair of those and try them.
I'm very 50-50 on it because I feel like, yeah, they've looked like cool, but I'm worried about like
they wouldn't look cool
the alternate size, like sizing, because like, I don't know. I don't know if it would. You just like kind of looked bow-legged.
Yeah.
If you have like really tall, really long legs.
Yeah.
And like a thin stature, I think it might give you some bend. But I'm like, I get worried about like when we go beyond sizing.
Makes
but
sense.
yeah, it is like an interesting trend.
I'm interested to see.
Yeah.
I feel like the next thing I want to buy is like a pair of cargo pants. I want a good pair.
Yeah. Cargo pants.
That's about it for me. Right now.
Yeah. So that gives you some ideas if you're into it.
Beautiful. gear up for spring.
Yeah, gear up for spring and summer.
So, alrighty.
That's it. That's all we
got. Thank you guys
got.
so much. Have a
Thanks
jolly...
for everybody for writing in.
Yes.
That was so
really
fun.
It was fun.
We're gonna do that every so often. Yeah. So.
Yay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well,
like us, follow us, do whatever. Thank you so much. Bye.